What's up, everybody? It is time. It is Ask Broman, episode 27. We do not have a guest today, but we are enjoying the morning. Tuesday, January 2nd. It's a good day. It's a good new year, and I hope you're all having a wonderful time. We got a lot of stuff planned for the year. I'm excited about it. Excited to spend it with you on the podcast, on stream, on Instagram, on Twitter, wherever you're at. I hope that you are well. And we're just going to get right into it today. We ain't got a lot of talking. We just got a lot of answering to do. So let's grab this guy whose name is Puntacular. This is Van Dammit. Hello, Van Dammit. How are you?
Hello.
Hi, what's up?
Oh, I am doing great. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's awesome. Awesome. So, hello, chat. Hi.
Ignore them.
All right. I will ignore them then. So, Broman, I am I'm going to college for graphic design.
Sure.
And my burning question is, if someone comes to you, say Twaz, I'm sure he had to do this. What do you look for in a designer?
Me?
What? Yes. What are some things?
Are you trying to oust my current designer, or are you just looking for market research? I just want to make sure I give you the answer that you're looking for.
Yeah, no. Twaz does great work. I could never replace. But,
I mean, hey, if that's what you want, I'm not gonna.
No. I want to know maybe what streamers look for. That's mainly what I'm looking for.
Sure. So I think that one of the best things that you can do as a graphic designer is learn how to specialize.
Okay.
Which means truly understanding everything that's necessary inside of a specific space. So for Twitch, you'd need to know how to do overlay graphics and design.
Okay.
Emotes, below panel descriptions, and probably YouTube thumbnails. You would need to be very good at those three things or four things. That's generally what people are looking for if you're trying to be a one-stop shop.
Okay.
More specific than that would involve you having intimate knowledge of that streamer, how they operate things, the way they run their stream, the things that they like, the things that they don't like, the games that they usually stream, etc. There's just, if you want to get specific, if you want to get specific, it means you need to do your research.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right. What about merch? What would you say doing merch for people? Merch
is another dimension of stuff. Absolutely.
Okay.
Here's my gut feeling on merch, and I'm giving you this based off of the statistics on things I've sold in the past. Merch is just not really hot right now.
Okay.
There was a huge surge in interest for merch, let's say 2 years ago, when everyone was growing. Now, there's a demand for it, for larger broadcasters in particular, and then maybe some growing broadcasters as well. But, merch does not, at least on the Twitch space, based off the folks that I have contact with, it has sort of been descending in I guess, popularity. So yeah, that's a skill set that's great for you to have, but there are so many companies already occupying that space, like Designed by Humans, Teespring, that you would really, if you want to take over merchandise for someone, including printing and distributing, you'd really have to come in with a strong offer. But that's me assuming where you're coming from. So when you asked about merch, you kind of made it sound like that's what you do.
Well, part of my education is not only just graphic design. Part of my education is print industry.
Yeah.
So
okay. See, I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I can operate big printing presses, and there's big offset and digital presses. So I could probably in my town, I could probably have a network of like t-shirt printers and all sorts of stuff. So part of one of my goals, like overarching, is maybe one day having a competitor of Design by Humans.
Sure.
I love what they do. I'm not, I would love just to take a crack at it because
what would you do better?
What would I do better?
What are their market vulnerabilities? What would you do better than them?
I've looked through some of their catalogs, and I love some of their people's work, but a lot of it's kind of getting close to copyright because it's just I've noticed some pictures they've just slapped on some Photoshop and like some layers, and it's a little sketchy. That's just by me. I don't know if anyone else.
People don't care. What are you going to do better than them?
What am I going to do?
What are you going to do better than them? Like, if you want to be, I'm trying to give you really practical advice right now.
Yeah, I know.
If you want to be a competitor, you need to pick something. You need to analyze a business and essentially reverse engineer how to put them out of business. Because that's how you identifying market vulnerabilities, okay, that big companies have, and realizing your strength as a small business. I mean, if that is your ultimate goal, then this is something you need to be doing and putting time into. That's why we started our coffee company. Because we noticed a massive vulnerability in a lot of other companies that were producing coffee at scale. And going direct to consumer, and certain products that were underrepresented. So that's why we got involved with that. Printing merch is an incredibly competitive business, and there's a lot of people out there doing it. So you need to be really tuned into, this is what's going on in the space right now. This is what people are asking for. Like, my gut feeling is, like, if you really wanted to get things off the ground, you need to be prepared to eat a lot of cost up front and prove yourself as, the best option for printing. Because to me, like, it would take a lot to get me to go away from Design by Humans. Like, you'd basically have to say, I'll give you 100% of your profits for a full year if you sign on with me or something. Like, it would have to be a big ask like that to get, and that's to get me to move around. So that's my personal perspective and what it would take to get me to move around.
And that's completely reasonable because they're very large and very trusted with a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. So if that's your goal, that's what I would recommend.
Okay.
Why did you want to start with what do Twitch streamers want?
Because it's kind of my dream job to work alongside Twitch streamers. I've tried streaming in the past. It's not my thing. I fully recognize that. But I love what Twitch streamers do, and I love the content they put out, and I would love to work alongside them and do branding, merch, emotes, anything they need. I love Twitch as a content.
Sure. Is it the live format or Twitch in particular?
It's the live format and the people I've seen on Twitch.
Sure.
Just like Twitch has done some incredible things, and it's awe-inspiring. Like you with Guardian Con. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's okay. Thank you.
I feel like I want to be able to give back a little. Work along with them.
Yeah.
It's an incredible journey for people.
So I have two thoughts for you, because it sounds like you're much more passionate about providing whatever sort of value a live streamer might need than you are about printing merch. For now, based off of your tone of voice, it's cool that you have that skill set, and it might end up being awesome later. But I think one of the things that a lot of people do is they say, I'm really good at this, I'm going to fucking force it to work. And that's a horrible mindset, because just because you're the best at that, or that's what you're most skilled in currently, doesn't mean it's what's going to make your career. And it also doesn't mean that it's going to be continuously valuable. I think that circling back around to merch is probably smarter, but the more immediate needs of every broadcaster are overlays, designs, branding, emotes, like all of that stuff. Like if you know how to spin up a strong brand for somebody, you have everything a streamer wants, or any content creator for that matter. Strong branding is something that everybody needs, and it is a skill that a lot of designers lack.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, so I think that focusing on that, and then a lot of the usual advice I give, especially if you're in graphic design, is if you're trying to build a relationship with a broadcaster and you want to work with them, give them work for free up front. And I know that this makes the design community fucking furious, because there is this emotional mindset behind, like, I graduated from college and I'm a professional designer now, and I deserve to get fucking paid and blah, blah, blah. And I agree that you deserve to get fucking paid. I agree. But like, you don't get paid up front. You have to prove that you're valuable to this person before they're going to give you money. I know, because I used to pay people before they proved their value to me. And every single fucking time I did that, I regretted it massively. So I will never, ever pay anyone who hasn't proved their value to me up front ever again. And that has a lot of different, there's a lot of different methods to that. If you've got a strong portfolio and proof of concept, yeah, I'm down. Let's get together and work. But if I don't know you and you don't have a portfolio and you're just saying, give me $2,000 to do your brand redesign, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself. Yeah. So I recommend, it sounds like you might have a portfolio, so that's great. Get that together, get ready to distribute that, all that stuff. But if you don't, start targeting broadcasters that you want to work with. All right. Is key. So finding broadcasters that are either up or coming or that you want to work with, and then just saying, hey, I made a logo for you. What do you think?
Just draft up a logo and seeing what they think of it.
Hey, I made a logo. What did you think? Hey, I made you a shirt. What do you think? Hey, I made you an alert. What do you think? Hey, I made you an emote. What do you think?
Okay.
Anything. Whatever sparks your creative interest. That's your most, if you've got it like that, like if you're a skilled designer, you should not be afraid to do something for somebody for free. No. And if you're God's gift, and this is less to you and more to anyone who's listening that's a graphic designer, okay? If you're God's gift to the fucking internet and you don't think that one piece of work will generate a lifetime of income with the client because you're scared, you're a fucking bitch. And you need to step the fuck up and believe in your own shit. Like I have seen so many people just say like, no, I'm great. Show me what you've got. Because if you're that good, one piece of work shouldn't matter that much to you.
Yeah. The exposure will carry you.
It's not about exposure. This isn't an exposure play. This isn't I did a logo for you and now you're going to use it everywhere and then everyone's going to whatever. This is one-to-one marketing between you and the streamer you're sending that design to. You're saying, I made this for you. What do you think? And they'll give you feedback. And that feedback is the value exchange for you. If they say, I love it, it's perfect, sweet. You know that you did a great branding design for them. And then you can follow up with, I'd like to do more work for you. Let's talk. And then they'll say what they need. And then you can do a mock-up for them. And you do that a few times. You do that a few times for free. Because let me tell you something. If you design a full overlay shit for free, or a full brand design for free, guess what? The next time that person needs a change done, they need to incorporate all the branding that you've already done for them. And now they have to pay.
That's very true.
Yeah, I'm literally telling you how Twaz got money out of me to do all my design work. And now I have him on retainer. I pay him a monthly fee for all of my design stuff.
Oh, seeing Twaz's work, I am such a big fan.
Yeah. So that's where it is. You know, if you are so if you're a graphic designer and you are so proud of your work, and this is to anyone listening, please go out there and use that as that's your leverage. Like it's so much easier, you know, to go out there with whatever your leverage is than trying to like argue on some existential level why your design philosophy is better than someone else. And I feel like everybody spends time doing that. Nobody spends time designing. And any designer that I've met in my 5 years of making content that actually goes out there and gives people work up front gets hired. And now they're all doing it full time. Everybody that was debating philosophical or who wanted money up front, I don't even know where they are anymore. So please provide your value up front, and wait the extra 6 months to a year before you start monetizing those relationships. And it could accelerate faster than that. It really could move faster than that.
If they like your work enough.
Absolutely. I mean, it depends on the like I don't redesign my shit that often. Okay. There are other broadcasters like we'll use Carnage. He has a different overlay for every fucking game that he streams. So the volume of work is going to vary drastically based off of who you're working with. Every client's going to be different. You know, so you don't know. Like has a designer on retainer that he pays a full-time salary to make sure that he always has everything that he wants. So it depends, man. You have to sort of make your own luck with that. But I think it's incredibly important to go out there and show people that you actually got it and that you're not talking shit. Because, you know, every kitty with fucking Photoshop says I'm a graphic designer now. Just like everybody who's got a console is a broadcaster now. And I'm not disparaging those people, not at all. In all practical reference, it's true. They 100% hit the button and they are streaming and broadcasting every day or every other day, and that is 100% something they are doing. But there's a difference between just doing it and doing it well, and that's where you need to prove your value. Is you need to prove that you can do it well.
Okay. Yeah, because that's where I'm trying to separate myself. Is I want to make sure that people see my work and they can go, "Wow, I would like to work with this person."
Yeah,
and put my portfolio out there so people can skim through it and judge for themselves if they want to work with me.
How current's your portfolio?
With school, it's been a little rough. I haven't been able to work on much. I do plan on this semester. They're giving us a lot of time to work on our portfolio, so I plan to bolster that really quickly. I want to basically have it be ready within a few months. I want to jam out stuff, and I want to start reaching out really quickly.
Sure. I'd ask you why you don't have time to do that now, but do you spend an hour watching Game of Thrones every night? Like, be real.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that if you can find time that you're wasting every day, you can devote that to growing your brand right now. You don't have to wait for school to be done. That's all.
Yeah.
I waste exactly 30 minutes every day, probably. That's the most wasted time that I have is me sitting on the toilet taking a shit.
Okay.
But now I use Spark Post, and I'm usually designing shit for Instagram while I'm taking a shit. So I've pretty much nailed down my whole day. I'm always doing something to add value to the people who participate in any one of my communities. So the last thing I wanted to bring up was, if you're incredibly passionate about working with content creators, I get that. And that's huge. And you should definitely follow your passion, but always be open to approaching every avenue. There are lots of small businesses that need design work. There's lots of big corporations that need design work. Everyone needs design work. I think that the idea of working with content creators is smarter to get off the ground faster because the connection is closer. But always keep your ear open.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Part of our education is we do this thing called the practicum. So our school sends us off somewhere to work for a company for a week, and if they like us enough, they hire us.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love my education. Greatest thing I've done for myself.
I'm glad that you feel like your education's valuable. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you got any follow-ups? My guy.
Other than this has been really valuable. I want to say, Twaz, if you're listening, I love your work. And it was honestly awesome to have to be on the podcast.
Oh, well, I mean, there's no podcast if nobody wants to ask questions.
Yeah. All right.
Well, before you go, tell everybody where they can find you.
All right. So you can find me at BVD Studios on Twitter. That's my main studio. That's my design Twitter. If you want to ever get in touch with me there, that's the place I will be responding to.
All right. So BVD.
Yeah.
Designs.
Studios.
Oh yeah. Say it one more time because I missed it.
Okay. At capital BVD.
Studios. V as in Vaughn.
V. Yes.
All right.
V as in Vaughn. Yes.
Yeah. Fantastic, man. All right. Well, I'll make sure that our hidden our logger for everybody's stuff gets your information in there. And yeah, thank you very much, dude. You have a good day.
That's awesome. Thanks. You too.
Bye, my guy. Oh man, designers are. I feel like this is a theme. Bravo Victor Delta Studios. I feel like this is a theme that has been coming up in my DMs on Instagram a lot as well. Is like there are a lot of designers out there, and just nobody wants to go out there and just distribute your work for free. Please, if you're a designer, get the fuck over that. Like, it's an obnoxious mindset that holds you back. It's as obnoxious as a broadcaster turning on their stream for the first time and saying, yeah, sorry, my chat's in sub-only mode because my content's that good. What the fuck are you talking about? You have to prove it first. You have to prove it first. And please don't be afraid to prove it. Don't get romantic about the level of value that your design work has. Please just go out there and get your design work in people's hands, because you can't sell anything to anybody ever if they don't give a fuck about what you're doing. It's so important. Let's grab this guy, TJ.
Professor Broman.
Oh my God, you're really loud. Give me a second.
Sorry, dude.
No, it's all good. What's up, TJ?
Dude, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful.
Dude, okay, thanks for choosing me. Wow. Feel like a real special human at the moment.
Don't worry about it, man. It's anytime.
Cool. Listen, man. Hey, first of all, thanks for doing this show, dude. I've been listening since the beginnings, and man, you said it best on the Lupo show, and you said, you're the only person doing this, man. And
thanks.
It's like a resource, dude. We need it.
Thanks. Please tell everybody that you know about it and make them all subscribe.
I will make them. I will violate.
Yeah, like steal their phone and shit. Do it.
Yep, we'll do it. Okay, including my mom. So
yes.
Yeah. Listen, so I have a couple questions for you. I'm going to kind of go all over the place, if that's all right.
Yeah, you can ask whatever you want.
Awesome. So first of all, I wanted to ask a couple of technical questions about streaming. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I stream from both Xbox and PlayStation, depending on what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I have found that getting voice from a party on PlayStation is just a nightmare compared to the Xbox settings. And I wanted to know if you had any advice for being able to have people hear the members of my, given team on stream and in my headset while I'm using the PlayStation 4 to do a stream.
Gotcha. And you want some advice on that?
Yeah, because like right now, here's
using PlayStation voice.
Yeah, okay. Yep, that sounds like a good plan.
There is no good solution. There is no simple solution. It is all a fucking headache. And even if you get it working, the audio quality sounds like diarrhea trash, and people will hate you because it's going to hurt their ears.
Nice.
Use Discord.
Nice.
Use Discord. Okay. Use Twitch has a voice app. Use any of the apps. Like any voice app that you can is better than whatever sort of native audio codec exists on Xbox or PlayStation. Until Xbox or PlayStation smartens the fuck up and buys a company like Discord and uses that as the back-end integration for all of their voice stuff, you're never going to have a simple way to capture coming off the thing. Like it used to involve like splitting your audio and using like a preamp that comes like a specially designed preamp that works just with consoles. Do you have a headache yet? Like it's really it's really annoying. Yeah. So I would just recommend that you start getting everybody on your team onto voice on a different platform.
Okay. All right. Well, that's
and if anyone's like, I can't, say bullshit, you have a cell phone. Yeah. Just say bullshit, you have a cell phone. Dude,
wait, first of all, okay, we need to also align on how incredible Gary Vee is, dude, because
man, he's great.
Guy,
he's the reason why we're doing this podcast. Reason why I do this podcast.
Incredible.
It's because he was like, I don't know, you're a content creator, you should do a podcast. I don't know, do Q&A. So I started doing this, literally. Literally. That was, like 2 months ago, that was advice that he gave to people at the YouTube Creator Summit. And I was like, okay, cool.
That is so dope, man. That's so dope. I would have loved to have met him. I don't know if you met him in person.
I haven't met him, no. That was just something I listened to, yeah.
Something you listened to. Oh, okay, wow. All right, well, either way, sometime.
Yeah, because I don't listen to people give me advice and then not actually fucking do it.
Well, that's what I plan to do with all the advice I'm giving here.
That's,
so
I mean, here's the thing, and this is a side note, but a lot of people, I know if you're listening to this right now, you're probably thinking like, oh, he's just giving this advice to everyone and then just, like, and then so it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter anymore. And then listen, 99% of people do not take advice and turn it into action. Like, if I could tell you the number of times I've given people the exact same advice about broadcasting compared to the number of people who actually started listening to the advice about streaming, it's insane. I think I can honestly think about 5 people who really listened to everything I had to say in the perspective of my, myself and my managers and everything. Like, because when I'm giving advice, it's not just my perspective, it's the perspective of everyone who represents me as well. Because I like to amalgamate knowledge. I like to take it and turn it into something. I don't have a lot of ego when it comes to it has to be my idea. Like, I don't give a shit. It just has to be good. And if I'm someone else's mouthpiece because I have more reach, I'm fine with that. But the amount of times I've told people, you want to be a successful broadcaster, do these things. And if you're actually good at streaming, then you'll be successful. And people will do it for a week and then they'll be like, this is hard, and they'll give up. Yeah. So if you're listening right now and you're like, that sounds like a good idea, fucking do it. Do it. You will be so fucking surprised.
Amazing.
You will will be so fucking surprised if you do it and keep doing it. It will either reveal that you are shit at the thing, okay, which has a lot of value, or it will reveal that you're great at the thing. And honestly, being shit at the thing is even more valuable, because if you're like me, when I was growing up, you were paralyzed by options. You could do anything in the whole world that you wanted to, right? Like I'm not romantic about the idea, the fact that like I was born a white middle class male in mid-America in the United States to parents that were well educated. Like, I get that I started on life's 50-yard line. And for people listening, you might be in that situation as well. And option paralysis is real. The best thing you can do when you have too much shit to do is try everything and start checking shit off your list.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, sorry. That was like a side tangent that I felt like was incredibly important.
It is
Since
so
you
important.
brought it up.
I did bring it up. It's my fault, but it was so worth it.
Good.
Okay, so listen, you make me laugh every time you do the screen is now full of Broman's face move.
Gotcha.
Okay, is that just a separate scene? That's all you do?
Yeah, it's a scene on my stream deck. You just hit a
All
button and then it zooms in to my full
Easy.
face. Yeah.
Easy. All right, confirmed. Thank you. All right, so there's a couple of qualitative questions. We've passed the technical. That was all I had. Not too hard.
Cool. All right, easy.
I could talk to you about Voice Banana for like 4 hours, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, please don't.
I don't understand it, and I desperately need help. But
you need to listen. Okay, if you guys don't know Voice Meter Banana is an audio question, read articles about audio engineering. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
That is the complete answer to that question. I mean, I can answer questions about audio now because I spent 40 hours learning about it.
Gross.
Probably closer to 100 after I got the Turtle Beach mic deal, because that thing needed some fucking work. But, but you know, I had to learn. Just like audio there's a reason you can get a degree in audio design, and that's because audio is hard.
Yeah.
You know, so there is no quick fix. There's no simple answer. You need to learn about frequencies. You need to learn about compression. You need to learn about treatments. You need to learn about vocal quality, mic distance. You just need to know that. It needs to be part of your toolkit.
Okay.
So read.
Add it to the list. More stuff. More learning. More edumacations. All right. Okay. So here's I've built my channel on positivity. I think that you can align with that, wanting to be encouraging to people that are struggling and give everybody who views kind of just a little brief escape from whatever bullshit happens to be going on in their real life.
Gotcha.
Right. And one of the things that I'm struggling with and that I want your perspective on is that sometimes I get into a situation where I have someone who's struggling extensively, maybe more than others. Okay. And they are crying for help in that they are very vocal about their struggles and about their woes and trials and the way that the world has beaten them down. And, you know, and I don't obviously can't judge how much of that is real and how much of it is
sure.
dramatized.
It's better to treat it all as if it's true.
Right. And
that's been my policy since day one.
But the question I have is that, you know, what I notice is that, you know, no matter the amount of times we come through and say, you know, the chat supports you, we support you, be here, you know, escape, kind of enjoy yourself, just, you know, don't even think about it, engage. The more it goes on, I can tell that it brings the chat and the stream mood down, depending on how loud that voice is.
Sure.
And I want to make sure that I'm not disregarding those outcries, because I know that takes a lot for somebody struggling to really come out forth and try to engage. But at the same time, you know, I have a set number of other people that are there to kind of experience the more upbeat, let's keep it going kind of vibe. So what would you do with somebody like that? I mean, I don't want to I'm not going to mute them. I'm not going to ban them, but I don't want to ignore them either. I'm torn.
Sure. That's a hard one. That is a hard one.
Yeah.
But
yep.
I'll give you my perspective on that. I've dealt with it a lot. I would love that. I've dealt with that a lot, and you just got to tell them to go get help.
Okay.
That's what you have to do. I would say it over and over again. I'd say it in private. I would say it in public when it's reasonable, but they need to go get help. They can't come into your chat and treat you like a therapist because that's not your goal. Your goal isn't to boot up your stream and have therapy hour for one person who's watching. And that's not heartless. That's just true. People don't, and that might lose you a viewer. Okay.
Yeah.
But to you, long term, that viewer isn't like that for your channel's growth. It's not worth it. And what you need to realize is that you need to do right by them. And if they're actually hurting that bad and they're actually depressed and all that shit's happening to them, you need to put them in a place where they can succeed and get out of that. And that is not your chat room.
Okay.
And it's uncomfortable because it involves conflict around someone's emotions. And I get that.
Super uncomfortable. Yeah.
I get that. I really do. And you just need to say, I realize, trust, and believe everything that you're telling me. And because of this, you need to get actual help. I can't help you. The people in my chat room can't help you. A doctor can, or your family members can, or your friends can. I can't tell you how many people have come into my channel and said, I can't tell you how many people have come into my channel and said, like, Broman, I'm really thinking about hurting myself, blah, 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 especially when I was getting started. Because when your channel's really small, it has a very intimate feeling. And for some people, that might be the first time they've been in an intimate, open setting ever, honestly, in their life. And so they're going to open up about things. That's one of the magical qualities about Twitch and live content and smaller channels, is that people get comfortable like that. But you need to have the fortitude to say to them, listen, you need to go get help. So my advice is to tell them to go get help.
Okay.
That's your responsibility.
Okay. It's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out.
It's not going to go well. I'm not going to fucking lie to you. It won't go well. I've never had it go well. Not once.
Okay.
But it is.
Right.
It is. I'm not going to bullshit you.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's not going to go well, but it's the right thing to do.
Okay.
Because the last thing, like thinking long term, the last thing you want is somebody else's damage, on your mind. Because if you try to tank this, if you try and say like, I'll take all of your emotional negativity and I'll make it better. You're not a trained professional. Shit could go bad. You could say something after they've confided in you way more than they should have, and then they could end up hurting themselves or someone else. And that's not something that you want to carry with you. You need to, as much as this is about protecting them, it's about protecting yourself as well. So it is worth it in every possible scenario to just have the uncomfortable conversation that is going to go bad and get them the help that they need, because that's the sort of self-sacrificing leadership that you need to have to run an effective community.
Okay. All right. Well, that is very good advice. And, it is not easy advice, but that's often the best kind. So thank you for that. That's going to help me with this situation.
Sorry it wasn't a happy answer in that particular situation.
Okay. But see, that's why I put it in the middle so that we don't have to, conclude on a somber.
He's making a happy sandwich. All right, what you got next?
Great.
What you got next?
All right,
TJ?
here we go. So, right along the same lines, I consider myself, I guess, a variety streamer. If I don't even really know what that means, I play whatever game I want to play. Does that? Yeah, that's variety.
Sure.
Okay, so we're playing a bunch of games, and someone kind of one-off suggested to me one time that what I should do is, if I'm gonna, kind of come back to the same games every now and then, I should put them on a specific day and time so that my content is more predictable. And I don't know whether or not
does that work for you and the way that you process stuff?
Well, it could. I'm not necessarily opposed to it. The issue that I have with it is I feel like at that point, if the people that are going to be into the channel, I don't want people to start coming for necessarily the game. I want them to come for the experience.
Yeah, and that person's a fucking dipshit.
Okay. All right.
I mean, honestly, like, are they right? If you were to schedule it out and say this time always, cool. In the short term, that might provide a lot of success for you. But in the long term, when you decide eventually, because it'll happen, okay, that you don't want to play that game anymore on that day, you just opened up a can of worms.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's right. 2 years from now, when you want to play something different on that day, where is this game? You fucking abandoned us. Fucking kill yourself. And I'm speaking from experience.
Ooh.
I'm speaking from experience twice.
Ouch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that person has they are giving you really wonderful short-sighted advice. But as someone who's lived through transitioning my content out of a really solid schedule where everybody knew what they were going to get every single day, into sort of doing whatever I want, it's not worth it. It's not the short-term gains are not worth it. And it will provide you with a much larger problem in a year or two if your channel becomes incredibly successful. Okay.
All right. Good advice. That's the direction I was leaning anyway. So I could
tell by the way you were hedging that person's question. You didn't fucking like the question. I could tell.
I didn't like it. I don't like it. It's icky.
Gross.
All right. So, okay. All right. So now here we go. Tips for managing marriage, quality time.
Jesus. Okay.
And my channel building. Now, okay, I'm not full time.
It's a work-life balance. All right.
It's a work-life balance. I get home, I stream about 5 nights a week for 3 hours. It's a regular schedule. I took that step. I built myself an established schedule. I stick to it. I'm proud of it.
You should be.
However, there are those conversations that come up when I'm talking to my wife. Now, my wife, she gets it and she doesn't get it. She gets it because she works in game design. She works for a game studio.
Okay.
So she understands it. The gaming is not the issue. It's maybe that right now there is a disproportionate amount of time I spend with my internet friends.
Sure.
That I'm opting to not spend with her. And what I want to know is, while right now we sort of have an ebb and a flow and a balance, I kind of want to know in a time where, it's not my job. I don't feel compelled, but I do enjoy it. It's where my passion is. I'm living my dream doing the streaming, living it.
Sure.
What did you and Amy do to kind of mitigate how you balanced out, okay, maybe we're not spending equal amounts of physical time together, but we're really making the most of the time we do have?
Uh-huh. All right. Well, let me tell you a story.
Okay.
Amy and I were not together when I started broadcasting.
Okay.
I, in fact, was with another woman who is my ex-wife.
Okay. Yes.
And we talked about this on podcast before, but I'm more than happy to tread the grounds again. That entire relationship was built around, my previous relationship was built around the idea that we would support each other. So I was with my ex for almost a decade. We went through college together. And I worked full time through college to pay for us to go to college. I worked full time while she was in her master's degree so she could finish her master's degree. And then I started streaming. Okay. And it was going really well. I had a schedule similar to yours where it was sort of the off hours of my work. I would stream when she was at work. We both had shift work, so it worked out just fine. And then she finished her degree. She got a full-time job that paid more than both of us were making together combined. And my channel was going really well. I was averaging around like 50 to 100 concurrent viewers, and I had 2,000 followers. And I was like, you know what? Twitch seems like it's an underrepresented platform right now. It seems to have a lot of room for growth. So I'd like to take 6 months, see if I can't get partnered, and replace my measly income, which was, of course, minimum wage, with money I would make streaming video games on the internet. So my goal for success in this situation was to make $1,250 a month. That was it. That's how much money I was making. All right.
Sure. Yep.
You know?
I hear you. I feel you.
Not a
you
living
and I
wage,
are not
but
so
it was
similar, Broman.
But it was what I was living off of. And the amount of time that I had to dedicate to trying to grow my stream after he made the move to go full time destroyed our relationship because she wasn't really in on that.
Okay.
And, you know, I look back on it and I think often, like, could I have communicated more? Could I have whatever? And there were some other massive problems with that relationship. But what I learned is if you are in a healthy relationship, the thing that you have to do is you have to over communicate about your passion, because if you don't talk about it, it just doesn't work out. So when I met Amy, I was really upfront. You know, this is what I do with my time. This is how much time I devote to this. You know, I wasn't like bludgeoning her with it, but it was obvious through my actions, like where my priorities were.
Okay.
So I had it's hard, man. I mean, like, it's something that Amy and I work on every day. I'm not the best at it. There's definitely times when I maybe work a little bit too much, or I don't know how to turn my brain off, or things like that. But you know, all of that comes with compassion and understanding. I think that you just have to communicate what you want, and you have to communicate your dreams and why you want to keep doing it. And if she's saying you're spending too much time with your internet friends or whatever, she might be right. But if you feel like it's something you have to do to make this dream succeed, you need to be able to tell her that you need to be able to say just that.
Yeah.
You know, it's about communicating. There's a lot of facets to it. There's no one simple answer, but the only baseline truth is you have to just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk until you understand one another.
Okay. I mean, I've been very, very fortunate in that it's been not quite a year. It'll be a year I've been streaming in February. But, you know, it was her idea for me to start. She's been very supportive throughout the whole process. But I think that I took this passion I have and ran with it in unexpected ways.
Sure.
And, you know, now that it's becoming a more prevalent part of my life, I am having to really, you know, like you said,
you have to reorient. You have to set the compass in a new direction.
Yeah. So, okay. So really over communication and taking, you know, time to say things that I maybe don't think I have to, but should, for the sake of
nobody knows what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what you're thinking. The only time this is a very big credit to my wife. The only time Amy and I ever fight is when I think she should have known something, but I never said it to her. Because she is a fantastic communicator, and she is always telling me how she's feeling, and I don't.
Okay.
You know, so yeah.
Okay.
Just talk.
Just talking it out, making things happen. I like it a lot. Okay. Gosh, that was everything I had written down.
I mean, I'll give you one more follow-up. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, okay. So because I've been listening for so long, I keep writing down new questions because they always get answered.
Yeah.
By everybody else. So I'm not alone, which is nice. It's very, you know, reassuring to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for the Christmas holiday, I received a bunch of stream gear. I'm very excited. I've been setting it all up, been making everything happen. I'm very excited about it. And I am curious with the Stream Deck. You mentioned that earlier on our little chat here, and I'm glad you did, because I want to know what are your favorite things to program into that, and like what's the way to make the most use of that neat little figure of a device.
The best way to use the Stream Deck.
Yeah.
I mean, we covered it. We actually covered the Stream Deck pretty extensively in the last podcast that we did.
The Lupo one?
I don't know. Yeah, the episode 26, like literally the one right before this.
See,
yeah.
I'm on Lupo on my car ride to work this morning. I haven't got
no, that's fine. So,
yet. All right, if it's there, forget it. If it's there, don't worry about it.
Listen to that. But the brief summary is automate all your scenes, automate all your graphics, automate all of your overlays.
Okay.
All right. But, you know, the longer answer to that is in episode 26.
Got it.
I'm so sorry. Everybody in chat was like groaning. They're like, no, not again.
No, not again. Yeah, I have to get there. Chat, I apologize. I'm sorry. All right, 26, got it. Okay, so Broman, if the stars align in a perfect world full of unicorns and rainbows and daisies, if the next time you are taking just a really relieving, wonderful shit and you happen to see my channel go live, I would love a critique from you.
Sure.
Because I value your experience and I do value feedback from people who are doing it better than I am. And I would love it if you would tell me in that instance ways to be better, be a better version of myself.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
and don't tell me you come in, just lurk because I don't want to know.
If I've got time, I'll I don't ever announce myself if I'm going to watch someone. People act weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I wouldn't want that.
No,
I would be weird. I'd probably pee.
So, I think we had great conversations. Can you tell everybody where to find you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can tell people where to find me.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitch at Big Daddy Teej. That's Teej. Big Daddy
Teej.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. On Twitter and Instagram at BD Teej. BD Teej. And on YouTube, Big Daddy Teej.
Fantastic. Solid branding across all platforms.
I try to keep it consistent.
Big Daddy Teej.
That's right. That's
Teej.
That's right.
Fantastic, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on and asking some great questions that sparked a lot of really good discussion.
That's good.
I
really appreciate the advice, man. You're awesome. Keep doing it, man. I'll be back.
You'll be. Oh, yeah, you will. You fucking be back. All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
See you, man.
What a cool guy. We got to talk about fucking, wow, we hit everything. Hit everything, man. That was insane. That was ironic as fuck. Yeah, I realize that this is just something I want to point out from the live atmosphere of this. Everybody felt like Teej sounded like Deej. And then, like, on an audio format, he thought he sounded just like Deej, the community manager at Bungie. And then his name is just one letter off. So everybody is freaking the fuck out and they think it's hilarious. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Let's grab one more today. This is Ventness. How you doing, Ventness? Hello? I bet that his audio situation is a little bit goofy balls.
Hello.
Hello, what's up, my guy?
I'm doing great. How are you? Let me close the stream.
Sure, no problem.
Let me up my mic because I can't hear. There we go. That's better. How are you?
I'm great.
Great. So my question is, I'm planning on starting soon. How's my mic? Am I too loud?
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay, so my question is, I'm planning on streaming soon, like maybe in the next month or two. Where should I go? Because I remember you and Goth and Kevin were talking about which should it be. Mixer,
which platform?
Because that's new. Yeah, which platform?
Sure.
Xbox is for me, and that's easier because Mixer, but YouTube's is the video is easier for VODs, and then Twitch is Twitch.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it depends on the kind of content you're trying to make. If you really want to make live content, and that's your focus. I think that I really feel like Facebook's about to start doing some incredibly interesting stuff in the gaming space. I feel like based off of some things that I've heard around town, that they have been positioning themselves to start pushing Facebook Live a lot harder. Based off of that, and then the fact that we've had a couple people start streaming from this podcast and go on over to Facebook, and they've seen some pretty incredible success for live content. I feel like live gaming content for Facebook Live is a smart move. Okay. You know, you're placing a solid bet. It is one of the biggest social media platforms on the entire planet, and they have a absolute vacuum of gaming content. Compared to, I mean, it's so underutilized for gaming content that it's almost painful on YouTube. So, live content, I would definitely recommend Facebook.
Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook is what I meant to say there. I think I said something different.
It's okay. I understand what you meant.
Yeah.
So you would say probably.
I lost you there at the end. I would say probably what? Oh no. think we lost him. I would say probably that you should 100% dedicate your live streaming time if you're a new creator to a new platform, because that's where you're going to find the most success. You're going to find more success on Mixer or Facebook Live than you will probably ever find on Twitch, because when you're riding the wave of the platform up, you will, your channel will just grow naturally, as opposed to entering a saturated platform where you're in a combative environment where you have to prove your value outstrips another person's, so that, the set amount of users in the user base have to decide to go watch you instead. Yeah, he completely disconnected from Discord, so that is unfortunate. Oh no, he's over here. Hey, Ventness, are you back?
I am back.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm talking and then I just hear nothing.
Oh, that was rough. Okay,
I'm
so
also on my tablet, so.
Yeah, sure. So what can I finish your follow-up there, man.
So you would probably list it as Facebook and then Mixer, because since I'd probably be streaming from Xbox first.
If you're streaming directly from Xbox, you don't really have a choice. It's either Mixer or Twitch, so I would go with Mixer.
Yeah. Okay. So Mixer, and then once I get a full PC.
Yeah, if you have a setup, yeah, and then I would start multi-streaming to Facebook Live at the same time that you're streaming on Mixer.
Because that's what I was considering too. Because I want to be everywhere. So it's do I want to?
You get to be everywhere until you sign a contract.
Because that's another question, actually. Now that I think about it, could I get if I did a Patreon, do I have to do a contract? Because then I could be anywhere and not worry about it. If I set up a Patreon, because then I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, you're talking about monetizing the back end of your content completely yourself.
Yeah, so that I don't have to worry about being somewhere.
I mean, it's certainly something you could try doing. I know that there's programs like GameList that make it similar to Subscribe. I know that there's you can set up a Patreon and a tip jar and all that stuff. I mean, it's worth a shot. I haven't seen anybody do it. My gut would say that it would be possible to do that. But there's I don't know, man. You could definitely do it if you feel like it's a good idea. I just don't know if I have considered this question enough to really give you a fair answer. My gut feeling is that trying to completely monetize all of your content yourself and then distribute your live content on every single platform at the same time to avoid signing a contract isn't necessarily the best move. Because
that's what I figured.
You're essentially saying that you're so goddamn phenomenal at streaming that people should pay you directly no matter what fucking platform you're on. And I think that the leverage that the platforms can give you by cooperating with them outstrips that, unless you are like God's fucking gift to streaming.
That's true.
But if you feel like you are, I'm not trying to stop you. I'm just saying, like, that's the bet that you're making in that situation. I wouldn't be comfortable doing that.
Neither am I, but it was just a question I thought of off the top of my head there.
It's a good one. It was a good question. It's rare that someone asks me something I haven't considered before. I had not considered that. It's interesting. I'm going to think about it some more.
Take your time.
No, I'm done answering you. I need to think about it more later.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Yeah.
So that was it. I was just sitting here waiting to do some stuff at school, and I was like, "You're on. Let's jump in and see what I can do."
All right, man. Well, thank you, dude,
months.
and thank you for watching for such a long time. You've been a long time viewer for a long time.
I've been around since Taken King.
Yeah, you've been around for a while.
Stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, my dude. Well, you have a wonderful day, Ventness. Kick ass in school.
You too. I will.
All right, man.
Probably not, but I will.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, let's get one more. I feel like we got time for one more. Let's grab For the Gym. Hello. For the Gym. How are you? Oh, no. Jim will be sad if he is taking a piss right now and away from his computer. It really is an interesting concept to think about just presenting your content on any platform, like any platform, and just saying, if you want to support this content, here's my Patreon link. I don't know if anyone has tried to completely decentralize the payment structure on their content like that yet. Part of me feels like I feel like it could work, but it would just be it's such a huge risk. I mean, the rewards unreal if you made it work.
Hello.
Oh, hi, are you there now?
I am. I didn't think I'd get back on. Hi, how are you?
Hi, what happened, my guy?
How are you today? So as you see,
I'm great. You've been on before, right, Jim?
Yeah, I have been.
How fucking dare you? No, what can I do for you?
I know.
I assumed
wanted
it was
to
a
thank
quick
you.
follow-up and we don't have a lot of time, so
Yeah,
what do I got
I wanted
for
to
you?
thank you because I got everything branded the right way, in my opinion. I got logos designed, overlay, and I've been listening to everything else, and I really think everything you did and are doing for the community is amazing, and I really want to thank you for personally helping me with what I did and taking care of the community as you see it.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, good job. I really wanted to thank you though. I got everything set up and I appreciate all.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Do you have a question, or did you just want to say thanks?
Yeah, I did have a question,
Okay.
but I also
I mean, I'm fine with either one. I was just curious.
The one question I had is, so I work retail, and the issue with that is that my schedule changes.
Yes. Yes,
every
this is a
week.
good
Now,
question. Lots of people will like this question. Please continue.
Now, I make my own schedule because of my position, so I have more leeway with it, but it still revolves on 3 days a week, being kind of random. Do you think it's better to not stream it all those 3 days, leave it up in the air, or do you think a revolving schedule is better?
Anytime that you can be live, you should be live. Make a schedule, like a committed schedule that says, I will be here X, Y, and Z days if you can. And then you get to say, hey, guess what? Bonus stream. You know, you get to brand it as something special. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. Make sense?
I get you. Yeah, the 3 games I play mainly are Fortnite, WoW, and Destiny, of course. And so I have to raid 3 nights a week. So those times are guaranteed. And then I have the same 2 days off every week. So those 5 times are set. The rest I didn't know what your opinion was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you should try and have as set a schedule as you possibly can. You know, so if those 3 days are the days that you're always there on specific times, keep that schedule like it's life or death, and then stream any off hours you have during the other days of the week.
Awesome, bro, man. Thanks. I appreciate it very much, man.
Yeah, dude. Anytime. You have a great day, Jim.
You too, and I'll see you down in Tampa Bay.
All right, man. Peace. Woo! All right, guys. What a good episode. Episode 27 in the books. Hella real talk today. Thank you all for listening. If you're on any of the podcast platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Anchor, thank you very much for listening. If you could do me a favor and subscribe to the podcast. We do daily uploads, so you'll be able to get even more value out of this than just these big, long episodes. And the other episodes are shorter, so you get to enjoy that shit too. So please do me the favor and do that. Also, a quick note that I wanted to keep you informed. We at King's Coast are launching a new product on January 8th. Okay. January 8th, we are launching K-Cups. It has been a long time coming. We are, of course, a very eco-friendly and, farmer-centric company. And so we've been spending the past 3 months finding the absolute best K-Cup manufacturer that we could, that have the only patents for residential recyclable K-Cups. And our goal with that is to present you with a better product for the same price, and hopefully encourage the entire marketplace to change their habits. So that's where we're at with that. And I just wanted to make you aware. So that'll be happening January 8th. If any of you ever want to tune in for Ask Broman, we do it live on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Twitch.tv/Professor Broman. If you have a question for me that you would like to ask and you can't make it for any of the times we do that, My DMs are always open on Instagram. I'm at Professor Broman there, and I'll catch you there whenever you want. I respond all the time. Thank you so much for listening today, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.